When was your gut feeling actually right? Everyone said I was being paranoid about the new security guard at my daughter's school. Marcus seemed perfect on paper. Former military, glowing references, always smiling. Parents loved him because he learned every kid's name in the first week. But something about how he watched my 6-year-old Emma made my skin crawl. He'd always position himself by the kindergarten playground. Always had candy in his pocket. Once I saw him take photos during recess, and when I asked about it, he said he was documenting safety improvements for the principal. The other moms rolled their eyes when I mentioned feeling uneasy. Jenny, you're being ridiculous. He's protecting our kids. My husband thought I was overreacting too. Marcus had helped when a kid scraped their knee, stayed late to help with pickup traffic, even organized a safety workshop for parents. But I noticed he always volunteered for early morning duty when fewer staff were around. And Emma started having nightmares about the nice man with treats. Then Emma came home with a lollipop she said Marcus gave her for being extra special. That night, I couldn't sleep. At 3 a.m., I got up and Googled his name. Nothing. Then I tried variations, checked social media, even paid for a background check site. Everything came back clean. But something made me try one more thing. I searched military discharge records using details he'd mentioned in casual conversation. That's when I found it. Marcus Wilson didn't exist, but Martin Willis did. Same face, different name. Discharged for inappropriate conduct with minors on base. My hands shook as I called the police at 4 a.m. They said they'd look into it but needed more proof, so I did something crazy. The next morning, I followed him after his shift ended. He didn't go home. He went to a storage unit across town. I called 911 from my car and waited. 20 minutes later, 2 unmarked cars pulled up. They found children's clothes, toys, and hundreds of photos of kids from our school, including Emma. The detective told me later that Martin had been using fake identities to work at schools for 3 years. They'd been tracking him but lost him when he changed his name again. The principal called an emergency meeting. Parents who'd called me paranoid now couldn't look me in the eye. That night, I held Emma until she fell asleep. I kept thinking about all the times I almost talked myself out of acting. All the times I wondered if I was just an overprotective mom seeing danger everywhere. The detective called the next morning. They found more in his apartment. Plans, dates, names. Emma's name was circled in red with next Tuesday's date beside it. The day I was supposed to be out of town for work. Sometimes, that little voice in your head isn't anxiety. Sometimes it's the only thing standing between your child and someone who's been planning their worst day for months. I almost didn't listen to mine.